Hello and welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? Good. Tonight is another one-nighter. Not far from home. As it says on the tin, we're going to park up, stay for one night, little wander around in the morning, and we're going to go home tomorrow. Where am I going to? Well, if you want to come along, please join me. We are off to a place called Eden Place. I think it's a little car park that we use for camper vans and motorhomes to stay overnight when people visit Beamish Museum, about 10 minutes down the road from here. I've never stayed there before. It's a free one, which is all good. We're going to park up, hopefully get the little pit fire out, do a few beers, cook a bit of bait. I've picked some stuff up the fridge, as well as a few tidbits from the shop. Sit back, relax, talk a bit of shite, bit of news, bit of scandal, bit of current affairs. I'll see you when we get there. Yeah, I think we'll do another 3-4 feet. If we're going to crash, pick something cheap, as my old man used to say. That should do us. We have arrived. I fall for that same trick all the time. I've got a CO2 sensor and I've got a smoke alarm. It goes pretty crazy, doesn't it? Nightmare! So, anyway, I've done what you do with that. Football, Sunderland, promoted to the Premiership. I can't believe it. I'm not into football. Apparently it's a game of two halves, whatever that means. And there was once a famous football presenter said many years ago, if they scored 2 goals, it'd be 2-0. Guy called Jimmy Hill, I think was his name. If you don't know who he is, ask your dad. If you live in a council estate, ask your granddad. Anyway, I've got these little scissors in. I've just got these do nothing. I'm hoping you're not going to get too much background noise here. This is a public car park here, and as usual, we've got the boy racers in. You know, with a pumpy exhaust. But aye, Sunderland promoted to the Premiership. There's heavy talk about being taking Europe by storm next year. There's big names being mentioned. Ronaldo, Messi, Gaza. Gary Lineker, he's on the door now. So, you know, who knows, watch your space. And then of course, Liverpool, they won the Championship, or the Premiership, I'm not really sure what it's called. We're not going to talk about what happened. It's been all over the place. Positivity. Excuse me, it's a bit smoky. So, my bait's on. We're going to have some food. I'm going to wash it down with this little wine. It's lies, this little bottle here. Get squared away. Me and you go across to the shepherd and shepherdess. And we'll have a cheeky little drink. It looks a cracking little pub from the outside. It's one of them pubs where you probably take your wife or your husband or somebody else's wife and husband, you know, one of them pubs, you know what I mean. So I'm going to wrap this food up. I'll show you when it's all done and then we'll crack on. Food's done. Salt and chilli pork chops, a little bit of salad, potato salad, a nice beer. That's me, and I'm going to enjoy my food. Right. Food's been eaten, dishes have been done. The weather ain't the best. So we're just going to take a walk along the shepherd and shepherdess. We're going to have a cheeky little pint in here. We'll go inside and see what it's all about. It looks like a cracking little pub. I'm going to spin you around. We'll have a little look at the outside. Lovely looking place. Well, that was a shepherd and shepherdess. What a lovely little pub that was. Typical, traditional, real cracking menu, to be honest. I didn't have any food. I didn't film when I first went in. People eating, but it's pretty quiet there now. Nice pint of Guinness though, I must admit. Nice pint of Guinness. Real extensive menu. All the spirits from our sort of breakfast time. A nice little pub, to be honest. Well worth a little visit. It's getting pretty dark now, so hopefully you can still see us. Excuse me. So we're going to head back to the van now, call it a night, and I'll see you in the morning. Night night. Well, good morning everybody. Oh, not a bad night's sleep last night. I'm now going to have a bit of breakfast, I think. Proper kettle that. Kettle's on. I'm becoming like my parents, as you do when you get in your 50s. I've started to discover porridge. Imagine in your 20s being asked, do you want some porridge for your breakfast? But now, as you get older, I'm having it more and more. Oh shit, did it wrong. I'm having it more often. So couple of packets of that, splash of milk. But yeah, it wasn't a bad night here last night. Eden Place car park. Really, really quiet. When I came back from the pub last night, there was just me in the van next door. I had a chat with them yesterday. They're here for 2 nights, and they're off to Beamish. The entrance is just around the corner. Is there something romantic about them whistling kettles? Does it remind you of your grandma or your grandparents? Another kettle. On the boil all the time. There's always a cup of tea, wasn't there? You never went hungry when you went to your grandma's. Jesus. So, here's the coffee made. Oop. I'm going to have this breakfast, get this out of the way. It's still a little early, to be honest. I think it's only about, let's have a look, 2 minutes to 7 in the morning. So I'm going to have this little breakfast. I'm going to go for a walk. Something I'm trying to do every day now is go for a little walk in the morning. But yeah, a good night here last night. So I'm going to have this breakfast now, and me and you go for a little walk. Bit of a chat. Right, that's all the dishes done. Let's go for a little walk. Let's have a little bit of a chat. Try not to slam the door. Neighbours. What I want to talk about is these things here, Ford Transits. And why I think, in my opinion, they are the best vans in the world. Bar none. I've had various Transits over the years. They're good value for money, you know, they're easy to maintain. This particular one is a 2018 extra long wheelbase jumbo I bought just before COVID kicked in, as I needed it for my business. I used to deliver parcels, furniture, student tat up and down the country, but when COVID come along, it put pay to that. But I always had the intention of turning it into a camper van, the one you see today. The upshot of COVID, that it gave me the opportunity to do that. So I just brought my plans forward. So anyway, with conversion, how did I start? Where did I get my inspiration from? What did I do? Give myself a 3-month plan, really. NEC show, Birmingham. Get yourself there, take photos, get brochures, camper van, caravan and motorhome dealers. Go around there, again, take photos, have your layout worked out. I went, well, it suggested to me, go for the rear lounge that doubles as the bed and a bit of a lounge at the front with a kitchen in the middle. So that's what I'd done. So I had all my ideas, had my sketches, all that carry on. The first thing I done was strip the van out. You know what they're like, the ply land in the back. Clean, clean, clean. Wiring, it scares a lot of people. Didn't really scare me, I just didn't know much about it. So again, internet can be your best friend. I use a firm called 12 Volt Planet. Lots of advice, lots of ideas, lots of valuable information. Anyway, put all my cables all through. It's important that you do the right size cables. Do not cut corners when it comes to camper van wiring. I'm not going to name names. There's a guy, young chap, really passionate about camper vanning, but he's constantly changing things in his van. When you look in the back of his van, all I see is an absolute fire hazard waiting to happen. Poorly installed, poorly managed, but you know, that's just my opinion. I'm not an electrician. I could be and probably will be wrong, but I believe if you're good planning right at the beginning of your project, it will serve you well. Plumbing, right, let me tell you something about plumbing, right? In camper vans going forward, no matter what quality bits you buy, they're gonna leak. They're all push fits. I use a combination of John Guest and oh god, I forget the name of them now. Stuff you push fit you'd use in your home. Plastic. It swells, it contracts with the seasons, you know. Fasten your pipes down. Give them agreed flexibility. They move around, push fits come loose, check, check, check. You're always going to have plumbing leaks. Furniture board. I just bought sheets of furniture board. Various colours are available. from wicks. And I come from a joinery background, so my brains are in my hands. So I start putting bed frames together, you know, mock-ups, kitchen unit together, mock-ups. So you've got a kind of feel of where things are going to lie in your van. And you'd be surprised how quickly you start losing space. But you know, you can't have everything in your van. I'm not one of these ones who want toasters, microwaves, you know, coffee machines, leg trouser press, all that crap. You don't need it. You really don't need it. The more stuff, the more hassle, the more money. But yeah, once I got that all done, outsource the fabrics for the seats. It's something I can't do. That's pretty costly, but it does tie everything together. And once your van's done, you have to start using it. Get your sell out. When you start your build, right, about 3 months in, you'll get what you call a plateau, where you're not really seeing a great deal of progress. It's soaking up a load of money, you know, and you're going to get grief off the other half. Ooh, you spend more time in that camper van you do in me. Or they'll be saying things like, let's have a little run at IKEA on Sunday. I'll treat you your dinner, which is usually meatballs, isn't it? You know, you'll come back with the usual tat that we all come back with. Candles, 45,000 Tupperware boxes, and a shower scraper squeegee thing, but you never use. You've got to get into it. When you start a camper van, you've got to get into it. If you're still doing a project 2 years from your start date, right, camper van's not for you. Sorry, that sounds blunt. Move it on to somebody else and let them do it. But you eventually will get your camper van finished. I know time, money, life dictates these things, but you know, it really, really does benefit you. Camper van conversions, I've enjoyed the build process. I've enjoyed the learning along the way. Lots of mistakes, little leaks, blown fuses, all the learning bits and bobs. You know, it's part of the course when you come to camper vanning. But you know, you've got to, is that still recording? Yeah. Get it done, get it pushed on. The one I've got is an extra long wheelbase jumbo. It's the 2 litre wet belt. People are terrified of them, they're not. You look after your van, over maintain it, your van will look after you. Don't bother getting your consumables from places like, well, I'm not going to mention them. You know what they are. Get yourself a Ford Parts Plus and buy their stuff. You'd be surprised if it's not the same, or in most cases cheaper than the second-hand stuff, or shall we say, not as good as the manufacturer's stuff that you get locally or from eBay, from Amazon. You have to get out and about, look after your van. All vans break down, it's as simple as that. Touch wood, mine hasn't. Had a few little issues, the age-related problems that you have, you know, they're going to cost you money. Vehicles of any shape or size will cost you money. That's just the way it is. So we're just going to head back to the van now and tidy up. The great outdoors. It's fabulous medicine for the mind, isn't it? You know, we've got so much on our doorsteps that we take for granted. When I hear all this road noise in the background, what I hear is the rat race. People going back and forth to work at 100 miles an hour, wasting their lives, losing their lives. But you know, each to their own. I support my parents. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. It really, really is. Watch your parents deteriorate. But getting them in the best place possible in the later years of their lives is more than enough for me. So one of the escapes I use is getting out in a camper van. Hello! Is getting out in a camper van, meeting people, even just saying hello to somebody, the fresh air, the noisy neighbours that you've just heard there, right on cue. But it's life. You have to enjoy your life. If you've been dealt bad cards, meet the best of them bad cards. There you are. So I'm going to try and get away this weekend. The weather ain't too good, but that doesn't really bother me, to be honest. I'm quite happy to park up and play DVD. But for blogging, to help benefit people who watch, really, it's better there's a bit of sunshine, you know. So we're just about back to the van. There's a lovely little VW. I like these old ones that's turned up during the night. I'm not keen on the new stuff, you can't stand up in them. But this pretty little thing, 1972 on the L. So we're kind of back to the van now. If you can, please subscribe. I hope you've enjoyed this little wander around with me. Eden Place. It's on Park 4 Night. Search for sites and various other platforms. So, thank you. Be good, be great, be you.